Navigating the world of enterprise AI, it feels like the ground is constantly shifting, doesn't it? How do you keep up? Today, we're doing a deep dive into two, well, seemingly separate developments, but they're actually deeply connected. And they're really changing how businesses think about AI automation. On one hand, you've got this major move to control AI's raw material web data. And on the other, a tool many of us use daily is transforming into a full-on AI productivity platform. Supply and demand, right there in the AI world for you.
Exactly. And whether you're deep into AI yourself or making decisions for your company, understanding these shifts is just critical. It's about using AI agents effectively, managing your data,
Right.
basically navigating this new AI-driven landscape. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's kick things off with that data piece. On July 3rd, 2024, Cloudflare, huge player in internet infrastructure, made a big move. Some are calling it the first shot in an AI data war. They started blocking AI bots by default. What's really striking is how simple they made it. Website owners, even on the free plan, get a one-click button in their dashboard. Just click and you block bots like ChatGPT user, Claude Apple bot, Amazon bot, even whole categories like AI assistant.
And that simple click gives website owners just unprecedented control. It really flips the script on the power dynamic between, content creators and the big AI companies.
Right.
They mentioned this builds on something from 2023, and get this, they said 85% of users who actually used the feature chose to block AI crawlers. That's a really strong signal.
It's worlds away from just using robots.txt, isn't it? That always felt more like a polite suggestion.
Totally.
Cloudflare's CEO, Matthew Prince, he didn't mince words. He called this new thing a physical wall controlled by armed guards, basically saying this rule overrides everything else.
Wow, yeah. Strong language.
So if Cloudflare's turning down the data tap, what does that actually do to the companies building AI models?
Well, it means less easy access to all that public web data for companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Perplexity. The list goes on. It probably pushes them harder towards direct licensing deals.
Like that Google Reddit deal for $60 million.
Exactly like that. Or it forces them to lean more heavily on synthetic data generation, where the AI kind of makes up its own training data. And of course, it hits those newer AI search models that need constant web scraping.
So the bigger picture, are we looking at a more fragmented web, maybe even like premium data marketplaces springing up where creators can actually sell their data?
It could definitely head that way. Creators getting compensated, maybe more democratic access if you can pay. But it's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it?
How so?
Well, it protects creators, which is great, but it could also make things harder for open source AI efforts or for smaller startups that just can't afford those big licensing deals. It might end up concentrating AI power even more among the giants.
That makes sense. Okay, so that's the supply side, the data. Let's shift gears now to the demand side, the practical application. Let's talk about Grammarly.
Right, Grammarly.
They're making this huge strategic pivot, moving way beyond just being a writing assistant. They want to be a full AI productivity platform. And it's serious, backed by a massive $1 billion investment from General Catalyst back in May 2025.
$1 billion, yeah. That signals serious intent.
And they're putting that money to work. Two major acquisitions really highlight this shift. They bought Coda in late 2024 that boosts their collaboration and knowledge management side.
Yeah.
Then, just this July, they snapped up Superhuman, the email client. Apparently, it boosts email efficiency by something like 72% per hour. That's pretty wild.
72%. Yeah, so they're clearly not just tweaking grammar anymore. They're deploying specialized AI agents, these smart programs that work across your emails, your documents, even your calendar.
So what can these agents do?
Things like adjusting the tone of your writing automatically, summarizing long documents or email threads, maybe even automating certain tasks based on context. It's about embedding AI right into your communication workflow.
Which puts them squarely in competition with giants like Microsoft Copilot and Google Workspace AI, right, but maybe with a sharper focus.
Exactly. They're aiming for that communication niche specifically. But there are challenges. They need to shift how people see the Grammarly brand. It's not just spell check anymore.
Right, the perception challenge.
And integrating Coda and Superhuman smoothly, that's technically complex. Plus, the competition is fierce.
Yeah.
They also need to be careful not to make it too much AI, Avoid that feeling of AI overreach that just clutters things up.
Yeah, finding that balance. It feels like this trend, though, is AI really becoming more of a partner in productivity? Not just a tool, but something integrated, making workflows smoother across different tasks.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating, bringing our two threads together, is how these intersect for enterprise AI automation. You've got Cloudflare shaping the supply of data, what the AI models can learn from.
Okay.
And then Grammarly shows the growing demand and the practical ways AI agents are being used inside companies to boost productivity, supply and demand in action.
So, wrapping this up, what's the key takeaway for you listening? The future of enterprise AI isn't just about building cool AI tech. It's about figuring out how to source its intelligence ethically and responsibly,
Hmm.
and then deploying its power strategically to actually automate and improve things.
Which leads to, I think, a really important question for every organization. As these AI systems get more capable, more agentic, how are you going to balance that need for data access both externally for training and internally for operations, with the absolute imperative for data sovereignty and privacy? That's the tightrope everyone's going to be walking.